Hello, so I think it's time for some wedding updates. I'm glad I'm doing it now versus earlier because I was a lot more stressed out. But while I'm going to update and talk, I wanted to do some crafts. So I have this huge box. I don't know if I should, but this huge box of more little boxes that I'm using for wedding favors. And I just wanted to show you guys these because I'm so giddy about these. So EPS and I, uh, we we like drinking sake, and we also took a trip to Japan, and so we thought we'd kind of share that love of ours with our guests and a little way to give them more of a thanks. And this not everybody does wedding favors, completely optional, but we decided to give them some sake cups. So we got these ones. These ones were actually made in China, not Japan. So, and they have more, I guess, Chinese artwork. However, I got them from Temu. They were advertised as sake glasses, but they're more versatile for those that don't partake in sake or might be too young to partake in them. The way the bowl is set up, you could sip it with sake, you could use it for tea, or you could even put food or sauces in this. And yeah, I put a lot of thought into this and I'm quite proud of it because even if people don't take it home and we have a ton left, which there's always a ton of party favors left after weddings. It's something that EPSI and I could still use in our everyday lives. We could use like multiples of these and we could, or just give them more away to other family members and they could use it more. I got this and I decided to have it put in little parcels because, in case you break as well. But these are ceramic and I went on Temu to try to find a box that would fit this size. Some were too square, some were too small. But this kind of parcel seemed to fit perfectly. So also from Temu, I got it. It came in a flat pack and we set it up kind of like folded up like this. So I had my little origami-ish project and it fits perfectly in. And so I was thinking of maybe putting candy in there and stuff, but I might just leave it with maybe some tissue paper so it's not just like alone, and maybe a note to explain what it is and just kind of the story behind that gift. And then the the end product will look something like this. It comes with a cute little bow and hook as well. So the box comes with a bow and hook. And I got different colors. I also got white and purple ribbons that go with that. So people could just take it home like that. I thought it was so cute. It makes me really happy that I found this combination of stuff. Whether people take it home or not, yeah, it was really fun finding these, and so I got them shipped for our guests, and they weren't too expensive either. I think altogether with the boxes and even the sake cup, it was like maybe $2 per guest for those. So I think it's for our budget, it's pretty affordable, and it's like a really cute little keepsake that I'm excited to share with the guests. So I think I'm going to work on just filling the boxes up with tissue paper, and we're still working on the message. I wanted a message that kind of, I don't know, showed the story, but also assured people that they don't have to drink sake or partake in alcohol with this gift. It could be used for other things, but I'm still working on a message that I'll like print out with them and stuff. But I think it's so cute. And I did test with another sake glass that I had. It holds the same amount of liquid and everything. So yeah. Um, and so I'm gonna be working on like just cutting up some tissue paper and uh, stuffing the boxes with them. And So, yeah, and also I wanted to point out this necklace that I got. It's actually, I got it for my ring. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. And so with this ring, I've been, wanting to try to keep it from getting wet or when I wash the dishes and everything or do work. What I found myself doing was I was taking it off and just setting it down on the counter space, and that might not be the safest. So this little ring hook thing I got from Etsy, and you just like take your ring and just hook it on like that really easily. You don't have to take off your necklace. And yeah, I thought that was a really cool little invention. And there's different types of ring hooks all over Etsy like this. And honestly, I was even contemplating just wearing it as a necklace like this as well. So so I have this as a little ring keeper thing in case I need to use my hands and don't want to worry about my ring as well. Yeah, but wedding planning. So as the title says, wedding planning has been more stressful than it needs to be. And definitely, I think some of it is my fault that I've kind of let it happen like that. I underestimated, I guess, how many personalities come out when you mention that you're getting married. And for me, I wanted to do maybe like the simplest amount of planning needed, so I'm not getting any wedding planner. I'm pretty type A, so I'm a pretty type A bride, and I also got some advice from some of my past friends that have been married of that are kind of type A organized like that too. And we love Excel spreadsheets. So organizing the logistics, I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, which for the most part I've been able to do. But when some personalities come in the way, I think that's where it got to be way more stressful than I anticipated. I think with other people's opinions and everything, and me being a people pleaser doesn't really help. And that's why I say it's kind of like my own doing, because I have made the choice where, you know, I definitely will not be cutting them out of the wedding. That's not an option for me. But yeah, in particular, there's been some personalities that just really want to give their opinion on every step of the way. People that are close to me, and it got to a point where I had to actually be no contact with them for some weeks. And so I think that I, you know, that in combination, I guess the personalities of other people thing is definitely what brought has been bringing the most stress. And but like the title also says, is getting better because yeah, I with the help of therapy for sure. Yeah, I started therapy again while I started wedding planning, which helps a lot. And one of the things I think my therapist helped with was seeing the other side of why the person might be acting the way they are. So, for instance, they when they would insert themselves in every little thing, like, "Oh, you're doing double-sided invitations. Why not two cards for invitations?" Or like, "Oh, what song are you playing for your first dance?" And then when I would be like, we got it covered, don't worry about it, to try to ease their worries or just calm things down, they would persistently ask questions like, I hope it's not a song that's too upbeat. Like, you don't want to be spinning around on the dance floor. And like, that really pissed me off because he's going to actually tell me whether I can spin or not during my first dance at my own wedding. But when I would try to kind of in my own way, try to calm things down. Like, we got it covered. We got it covered. Thanks so much. But we got it. No need to worry. Um, that's when they would blow up. Uh, and it also got to a point where like they were arguing with vendors and it just, yeah, it got really messy. But talking with my therapist, they kind of helped me see that when that person hears I got it covered, don't worry about it, to me that might be me trying to calm things down, me trying to ease their worries. But to them, when they hear, don't worry, I got covered, they hear, I don't need you anymore. And so uh, that definitely was true. I never saw that side of things. And so the next conversation I had with that particular person, they actually broke down and was like, I know what's going to happen. You're going to go off, get married, and you're never going to talk to me again, or I'm never going to hear from you again. And so it definitely validated what my therapist said and just their feelings. And so when I understood that, I was able to assure them, because this is a person I love deeply and dearly. I was able to assure them, like, I will never leave you. I will always be there. You will have me. I will always be there for you. And we both, my husband and I both will be there for you. And so after I said that, and then at the same time, I was like, but I need to establish boundaries. So, no talking about the wedding for more than an hour at a time. And there's certain places where we can talk about the wedding and just, keeping boundaries like that. But I think the most important thing probably they heard is that me assuring them that I'm still gonna be here. I'm never gonna leave. Like, I'll always be there for them. I think that was kind of a breakthrough, and since then, we've been able to make more peace. They've been a lot calmer. It was just like a roller coaster of stuff where yeah, way like it was getting to a point where, yeah, I had to go no contact with them. But now luckily, after reassuring them that, and it's not my job to reassure adults that way, of course. Like, it's an adult's job to self-soothe themselves. But when an adult has trauma, and I guess you really care for that adult, there's just different ways. I guess I realize you have to work around that. But yeah, I'm glad that right now it's been a little bit more calm. EPS has been just helping call me, and just a really great support and partner through this is. And for those who don't know, I call my fiance EPS. That's his, like, what I've been calling him since the beginning of my gaming channel and stuff. Um, so yeah, it's better now. It's better, and now I want to definitely talk about the things that have been really fun and good to plan throughout this time. So now, and especially now that, I have more of those boundaries set in, and I feel, yeah, feel better about that. So yeah, a lot of things been going on with wedding planning. We were also contemplating even eloping, of course, because of situations like this where, stress can get in the way. But yeah, we decided to go with like kind of a smallish wedding, inviting about 100 people. So we got really lucky with some things, and I just wanted to deal with like the least amount of vendors possible as well. And so just the least amount of people, the least amount of personalities, right? So with our venue, we went to see our very first venue in person, and we were lucky that it was pretty much perfect for us. Uh, and and so we went with them. It's at a major hotel, and so the great thing is they provide pretty much everything you need. They provide a ballroom, even a separate ceremony room, getting ready room. They even have some decorations that they provide in there: tables, chairs, stage, sound system, and food. The food, we're about to go taste testing the food in a few weeks, and so we're really excited about that. And the descriptions look really good. Yeah, I'm really excited about trying the food for sure. So yeah, they have a chef, a really good chef in the house, and also lodging right there. So right in one spot. And so we went in, toured it. They have a separate cocktail area. Everything's on the first floor. And of course, to get to the rooms and hotel rooms, there's elevators, but it's really accessible, which is really important to me because I have family members that are hard, that have difficult mobility, and also friends that difficult mobility as well. Just like a really scary thing happened. I shouldn't be laughing at this because it's actually traumatizing and life altering though. But um, at a wedding I went to, guests had to walk up the stairs, which is normal for many, many weddings. But one of my friends, as she was going down the stairs at the wedding, the beginning of the wedding, she like slipped and broke her ankle, and she had to get surgeries and like, her it wasn't like a kind of a small ankle break or anything. It was pretty serious. And so yeah, I'm like mobility and accessibility for my guests was very important to me. So that's another great thing about the venue we chose as well. So the way we're setting up our wedding is our actual marriage is gonna be a few weeks before. We're just doing kind of a small ceremony with like our immediate family at like a local outdoor place. And so that's a few weeks before where we're officially getting married. And then afterwards, so on the reception day, we're having another ceremony that's more kind of cultural. So my culture, my parents are from the country of Laos. And so we're having a cultural, traditional Lao wedding ceremony in like the afternoon. And then we're gonna have an hour cocktail, and so I'll change into our cocktail. Well, actually, I'm not going to change them. So we'll have an hour cocktail and then have dinner and reception, and then I'll change into kind of a more Americanized white wedding dress for the rest of the reception in the evening. And so the reception is more Americanized, but we're having my dad's friends band come in and play some Laotian music. We like line dancing and also mixture of classic American classics are really good at playing those. And in between, I made a playlist. So that's the other thing that was really fun to plan was planning the playlist music. And so I know not all of my songs are going to be played, but just in between, whenever the band feels like it, when they take breaks or anything, they could play my playlist. And so I ended up making a dinner playlist that's about an hour worth of songs that are more chill, some Michael Bublé, and others. And then I have about 3 hours of dancing music. We have quite the range from K-pop to reggaeton, some 90s pop, and everything, and classics, of course. If you guys are interested in seeing my playlist, I actually listed them in my Linda Say Music channel, and I'll also list them in the description. If you guys want ideas for a wedding playlist, you could use mine. You could, pick songs. I tried to find like clean songs that didn't have cursing, And also, yeah, just wedding songs and songs that we'll love. Um, we also have kind of like a last dance song that we asked the band to play at the end as well. And also we chose our bridegroom song, our mother's groom song, and bride and father-daughter dance song, which made me cry listening to as well. So that was some of the funnest things. Choosing the music, because while I was like choosing the music, I was just like dancing along, and I was trying to, I don't know, I was acting like a DJ or something, trying to see what the best transitions were, even though we have a band and it's, not, it's probably gonna be like chopped up anyways. But I was just imagining like the transition from like different songs, but it's not perfect, but it made me happy to put that together. The other thing that was really fun to plan is choosing these little gifts. I mentioned that. So the little gifts, even though some might not want them or might not take them home, I'm like really proud of finding this for a good deal and finding the little pieces that fit together as well. Some excitable things. I'm excitable about my dress. I think at first I was gonna get kind of a more affordable dress under $500 or something, which is still a lot of money. But I was like, let me treat myself. I've been like kind of looking for ways to save so much here and there for the wedding. Let me see if I can treat myself to a dress. I want to like look fabulous and stunning. So I definitely invested in the dress. So I talked about getting alterations in a previous budget video and how I was a little bit sticker shock that my alterations were going to be over $1,000, like maybe $1,500. I actually shopped around and found a place for half that amount. So I got my alterations for about $730. I'm planning to pick up my dress in a few weeks as well. And so yeah, I'm so stoked that I saved about $700 on alterations. And so yeah, I'm happy that I found that for less, but I'm really excited about my dress. My actual white traditional American wedding dress. The other thing, some other fave things that has been great about wedding planning is actually premarital counseling. So with the officiant we chose, they actually have 4 sessions of premarital counseling that come with their services as well. And so I was always open to the idea. It wasn't ever required of, I know it's required on some customs and religions, but like no one ever put pressure for me to do premarital counseling. It was always something I was just like interested in. And so yeah, those sessions have been really fruitful, and the counselor has been so great, and they've been organized and giving us fun little homeworks and stuff. And there's been some hard-hitting questions that have been asked. And so I appreciate that as well. And so EPS and I have been able to really have deep, fruitful conversations about that, which we've had before we got engaged as well. But yeah, just having that there is just kind of more with all the craziness of wedding planning. Sometimes it's great to have more of those spaces where we could just concentrate deeply, deeply in our souls of us. And so, and having kind of a third party there to just more reassure and I guess confirm. It was a lot of confirming what we already know, but yes, they're hard hitting questions. But those, I've always looked forward to those sessions, and I feel like they've brought EPS and I closer together as well. And the really biggest thing that has been so great through this wedding planning is doing it with my partner, with EPS, because I was stressed way more than I expected to be during this time. And he has been like such a rock, and we've both been each other's rocks through this as well. And so he is just such a he's just been such a great partner to do this wedding planning with. And so yeah, I feel really, really grateful. And if he wasn't, then I don't know if we would be getting married. But yeah, so my probably number one favorite thing about wedding planning is, sappy as it sounds, has to be doing the planning with my partner. And so yeah, that's been kind of what's been happening with wedding planning. We are I think we are pretty much like got everything booked and ready. I think some things I still need to do. So we're gonna do taste testing. I'm gonna pick up my dress. Um, and we got our cake. I need to find shoes still, I think. I think for my dress, I found these shoes this past week, where they're just like really sparkly sandals that are have no heels, and no one's gonna see my shoes in my wedding dress. And I realized I want to be really, really comfy. I was testing out other shoes and I was getting blisters a lot, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to buy this like blister tape and all this other stuff and this. And I'm like, why? Why do I have to fuss with all that? Because my wedding day is going to be so chaotic as it is, and I'm going to be doing my own hair and my own makeup. And in the middle of my wedding, I'm going to be, yeah, having to kind of take my hair from up to down. And so the shoes should be the last thing I worry about. So I just want something comfy. I remember going to a wedding where during the reception, all the bridesmaids and the bride stepped in with these comfy foam slippers with their dresses. And I was like, that's the best idea ever. And, they were having a blast. So that's what I want to be. And then another wedding, my friend ended up taking off her shoes and going barefoot the rest of the night. So, it's like I just want to be comfy in my feet. So, uh, yeah, so I think I'm gonna keep those sandals. I still need to find kind of more white sundress, casual dress to wear to lunch after the officiating ceremony before the reception and stuff. So we'll do that as well. I think I wanted to go over some things that I wish maybe I did differently, such as like only needing half the invitations. And I think I could have saved $100 if I bought half the invitations I needed. I ended up buying an invitation for each person, so 100 invitations. But then I forgot that I didn't realize, like, yeah, you only send one invitation to a couple or one invitation to a family. So I only needed like half of that. I could have saved $100. But it is what it is. That happens as well. Wedding expenses really, really can add up super fast. And yeah, so that's definitely something to look out for. I think I'm really proud of both EPS and I that, we're not financing anything. We have money saved, and we're also like super, super grateful that we're getting some gifted to us as well. And so yeah, we're grateful for that. But yeah, expenses really add up as well. So I think I'm gonna do another video of this. Maybe the next one will be things like maybe I wish I did differently as well, but I probably won't know the full extent of that until after the wedding. But at this time, I think that I'm just so happy I'm not as stressed out as before. And I know it's gonna be, whatever happens, it's gonna be a beautiful day. And I'm just so grateful for the people that are excited for us that are coming, and we'll celebrate with them as well. Just feeling like the love of our loved ones and that are really close to us as well. So yeah, I think it's just gonna be a grand old party, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm probably gonna be so okay, not no negative stuff, so exhausted and tired. I was gonna say after, but you know what? Already go. Oh, also another thing I want to mention is that for Bachelorette Party stuff, I think as my friends and I have gotten a little bit older, there hasn't been as much like big Bachelorette type stuff or any Bachelorette celebrations. Like, I think maybe my friends and I are more on the low key. There was a time in my life, maybe when I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to go to Las Vegas with my gals and stuff and have Bachelorette there. But I went to Las Vegas last year and I think I'm good not having to go there really much at all anymore. It's just a lot of simulation for me that I used to love Vegas so much, and I still do. I love the customer service and everything. I don't like really partake in gambling per se, or but yeah, it was great when I went before. But the last time I went, I'm like, yeah, a little tired. So, I think one of the ideas for maybe a little kind of not really like bachelorette thing, but more so saying goodbye to some things. Like, for instance, this house that I've been living in for the past, it's gonna be 10 years this year, and I've been living here alone for pretty much the whole time. And I'm going to be moving out and selling this house. Hopefully, I could sell it this year, and I'm gonna be moving in with EPS, and so that's something that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to. So I think I'm gonna have my girlfriends over. I'm gonna cook them a really nice dinner, and we might go out for karaoke or something, or I might host karaoke at my house because I've hosted it at my house before. So just celebrating like my time and the life I've built alone and I built alone and single and so yeah, it's bittersweet. I think it's definitely bittersweet having to say goodbye to this house. A lot of me is like ready to move out. I'm like, okay, I'm like tired of this house already. I'm ready to move out. But like, yeah, this house has been very, very good to me. So I don't know, I might do a house tour as well after I work on cleaning my house. Maybe I'll do like a cleaning house tour because my house is very, very cluttered right now. I'm like looking at like in front of me like a ton of boxes everywhere. So yeah, I have to tidy that up. But anyways, this video has been long enough. I ramble a lot. That is my updates for the wedding. It's definitely getting better with the planning and I'm having more fun with it and I'm excited for it coming up. So I will be continuing updates on here and I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.